Let me ask you a question that might make you uncomfortable. Between your spouse and your children, who is more important? Most people answer immediately. The kids, of course. That answer feels right. It feels selfless, loving. But here's what I want you to consider today. That answer might be destroying your marriage. And ironically, it might also be hurting your children. I know that sounds backwards. Stay with me. This video is not about neglecting your kids. It's not about putting your spouse above their safety or needs. This video is about something that happens quietly in many homes. A shift, a slow fading, where the husband becomes a roommate, where the wife becomes a stranger, and the kids become the only thing holding the house together. And the kids leave. The house falls apart. Let's get into it. This is discipline over feelings. Before children, there was just the two of you. You dated. You talked for hours. You touched each other for no reason. You made plans. You were each other's priority. Then the baby came, and everything changed. That's natural. A newborn needs constant attention, sleepless nights, round-the-clock feeding, exhaustion. But here's what nobody warns you about. For many couples, that temporary shift becomes permanent. The husband stops being a husband. He becomes a provider, a helper, a second pair of hands. The wife stops being a wife. She becomes a mother, and only a mother. Slowly, the marriage gets pushed to the background. Date nights disappear. Conversations become logistics. Who's picking up? What's for dinner? Did you pay the bill? Touch becomes rare. Intimacy becomes a memory. And then one day, one of them says it out loud. The kids come first. You should know that. And the other person hears it, quietly, painfully. I don't matter anymore. Let me give you an example. I know a couple. Let's call them Mark and Lisa. Before kids, they were inseparable. Date nights every week. Genuine friendship. After their first child, Lisa poured everything into the baby. Mark understood. He helped. He supported. But after 2 years, nothing changed. Mark tried to plan a date night. Lisa said she was too tired. He tried to initiate intimacy. She said she wasn't in the mood. He tried to talk about it. She said he was being selfish. Mark started to feel like a ghost in his own home. He was there. He paid the bills. He changed diapers. Did everything right. But he wasn't seen. He wasn't loved. He wasn't wanted. He was just useful. This story is not rare. It's everywhere. And most men never say it out loud because they've been told that wanting their wife back makes them the bad guy. Let me name the lie. The lie is this: putting your children above everything, above your spouse, above your marriage, above your own needs, is what good parents do. The lie says that wanting to prioritize your spouse is selfish, that missing your wife or husband means you don't love your kids enough. That lie has destroyed more marriages than infidelity ever has. Because here's the truth. The best gift you can give your children is not constant attention. It's not the best school, or the most toys, or the most activities. The best gift you can give your children is a strong marriage. Think about it. Your children are learning what love looks like by watching you. When they see you and your spouse laughing together, touching, talking, being affectionate, they learn that love is real, that marriage is good, that adults can be happy. When they see you ignoring each other, sleeping in separate rooms, speaking only about logistics, they learn that love fades, that marriage is cold, that adults just tolerate each other. Which lesson do you want them to carry into their own future marriages? Your marriage is the foundation of your family. The kids are the house. If the foundation cracks, the house falls. No matter how beautiful the rooms are. You cannot build a strong family on a weak marriage. So when you prioritize your spouse, you are not neglecting your kids. You are protecting their home. Now let me share some research that might surprise you. Studies have shown that children do better academically, emotionally, and socially when their parents have a strong, healthy marriage. Not when parents are perfect, when parents are connected. Another study found that marital satisfaction typically drops after the birth of a child. That's normal. But couples who actively prioritize their marriage recover. Couples who don't divorce within the first few years after kids leave home. Here's a number that should wake you up. Divorce rates for couples with children spike not during the early years, but when the kids leave for college. Why? Because for 18 years they had a distraction. The kids, the activities, the chaos. They didn't have to face each other. They didn't have to work on the marriage, so the kids filled the space. Then the kids left. And suddenly, two strangers were sitting across the dinner table. No idea who the other person was. No connection left to save. They didn't divorce because they stopped loving each other. They divorced because they forgot how to love each other. And nobody told them that putting the kids first was actually putting their marriage last. Here's the hard truth that nobody wants to say out loud. Kids grow up. That's the goal. Kids leave. That's the plan. If you do your job right, your children will build their own lives, their own homes, their own families. They will visit on holidays. They will call on Sundays, maybe, but they will not be in your house every day. They will not sit across from you at breakfast. They will not be the reason you wake up in the morning. Then who is left? Just you and your spouse. The person you chose. The person you promised to love until death. And if you spent 18 years ignoring each other, forgetting how to talk, forgetting how to touch, forgetting how to be husband and wife, you will be living with a stranger who used to be your best friend, a stranger who used to make you laugh, a stranger who used to know your body and your mind and your heart. And you will look at each other and feel nothing, not because you hate each other, because you forgot. And the kids? They'll have their own lives now, their own problems, their own marriages to figure out. They can't fix yours. You had 18 years, and you spent it all on them. Who was more important again? Now, before anyone gets defensive, let me be very clear. Putting your marriage first does not mean neglecting your children. It does not mean ignoring their needs. It does not mean skipping their games or forgetting their birthdays. It means protecting the foundation so the house can stand. Here's what marriage first actually looks like. Number 1. Date your spouse. Regularly. Without the kids. Even if it's just coffee for 30 minutes. Remember who you were before you were mom and dad. Number 2. Protect your bedroom. That space is not just for sleeping. It is for connection, for intimacy, for private conversations. Keep it sacred. No kids in the bed. No phones. No arguments. Number 3. Touch each other every day. A hand on the shoulder. A hug that lasts more than 3 seconds. A kiss that isn't just a peck. Touch is how humans bond. Don't let it die. Number 4. Talk about things that aren't the kids. Remember her dreams, his hobbies, the shows you used to watch, the trips you planned. The kids are not your only topic of conversation. Number 5. When the lie slips out, the kids come first. Correct it gently. Say this: our marriage needs to be first, so our kids have a home worth growing up in. Not angry, not defensive, just true. These 5 things are not complicated, but they require intention. And intention is the opposite of neglect. I want to speak directly to the women watching this video, because this topic often feels like an attack on mothers. And that is not my intention. I know what you might be thinking. I'm exhausted. I do everything for these children. He doesn't help enough. And now you're telling me I need to prioritize him too? I hear you. And you're right. Many fathers could do more. Many husbands have checked out long before the kids arrived. But here's what I need you to hear. When you push your husband away completely, when you tell him he doesn't matter, when you make him feel like a roommate who pays bills, 2 things happen. First, he stops trying. Why would he chase someone who clearly doesn't want him? Second, your children learn that marriage is cold, that men are just providers, that love fades and never returns. Is that what you want for your son? For your daughter? I'm not saying ignore your kids. I'm not saying pretend everything is fine when he's not showing up. I'm saying, ask yourself honestly, have you forgotten how to see him? Has he become invisible? And if he has, whose marriage is that? And to the men watching, before you blame her completely, look in the mirror. Have you been present? Have you been helpful without being asked? Have you been emotionally available? Have you pursued her the way you did before kids? Or have you checked out too? Have you come home from work and disappeared into your phone? Have you avoided hard conversations? Have you let her carry the mental load alone? Many men complain about being replaced, but they replace themselves first. If you want to be prioritized, be worth prioritizing. Show up, help, listen, lead with love, not expectation. The marriage first principle applies to you too. Now, if you're already in this situation, feeling replaced, feeling distant, feeling like roommates, here's what you can do. Step 1. Have the conversation, not in anger, not after a fight. Sit down when you're both calm. Say this: I miss us. I feel like we've become roommates. I want to fix that. Will you work with me? Step 2. Ask for one small change. Not everything at once. Say, can we have 15 minutes every night after the kids go to bed? No phones. Just us. Step 3. Led by example. Prioritize her first. Show her what it looks like. Step 4. Get help if needed. Counseling is not weakness. It's a tool for people who want to save something worth saving. Step 5. Be patient. Rebuilding takes time. Trust doesn't return overnight. But every small step is a step away from being strangers. Here's what I want you to take away from this video. Your children need you to love their mother, and she needs you to love her father. Not because it's romantic, because it's stable, because it teaches them what love looks like, because it gives them a home that doesn't crumble when they leave. The marriage is the foundation. The kids are the house. Protect the foundation, and the house will stand. Here's my question for you. Have you ever felt like you've been replaced by your kids? Or have you realized you've been neglecting your spouse? Drop it in the comments. Let's talk about what nobody else will. And if this video meant something to you, subscribe. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. Tag your spouse. Start the conversation. Wake up to reality.